Hey everybody, SamuraiT-X here. Just wanted to say congratulations to Sir Frank Williams on 50 years in Formula One with the Williams team. I know it hasn't been the best of times as of late for the Williams team, but for what they've done for this sport is nothing but amazing. You've produced multiple world champions, won multiple constructors, and I do hope Williams do get back to where they should be, and that's fighting for championships, because I grew up on a time where Williams was the best team in the sport. So I do hope Williams have a good weekend this weekend. I know it's going to be a bit difficult considering the track, but I do hope both cars finish home and give you that great anniversary. So again, happy 50th to Sir Frank Williams and the Williams team. Hope you enjoyed the British Grand Prix, everyone, and this video. Well, hello everybody. Welcome to Formula One 2003, the officially licensed product for the PlayStation 2. I'm SamuraiT-X, and here we are, doing a new season. We did the F1 2006 Championship mode. F1 2000 was part of the plan, but then it didn't work because the Elgato wasn't taking the smaller resolution, so I decided to jump to 2003. So 2003 was a great season, of course, with new regulations, new rules, and new contenders emerging in Kimi Raikkonen, Montoya, Fernando Alonso. There's a lot of contenders that emerged and a lot of stars that emerged out this season. But yes, Ferrari in 2002 had a dominating season, and well, it's 2003 with new regulations, new rules. I guess it's time for us to stop that domination. So Ferrari won in nearly every race last season apart from probably two. But we're going to turn down everything first. Yes, 2002 was called the Michael Schumacher season because he finished on the podium every race. But yeah, there's a lot of modes here, but we're going to do the World Championship mode. We're going to showcase the other modes a bit later. But for now, we're going to do the World Championship mode. But you can do Arcade and Hot Seat. That was one of my favorite modes in this game, Hot Seat, where you could do 4 players and then just switch. But for now, let's go to World Championship mode and let's look at the teams. We have the current champions, Ferrari, from 2002, 2001, and 2000 to 2002. So they have retained it 3 times. We have the world champion, Michael Schumacher, who finished on the podium every race in the 2002 season. The only driver to do that. And his teammate is Rubens Barrichello, who had the controversial 2002 Austrian Grand Prix team call. But that did earn him a new contract for this season for Ferrari. So Rubens Barrichello and Michael Schumacher remain the drivers lineup for Ferrari. Now we have Williams BMW with Juan Pablo Montoya, and alongside him is Michael Schumacher's younger brother, Ralf Schumacher, of course. But Montoya was Michael Schumacher's well-known rival during the 2000s, early 2000s, since Montoya was emerged as the great contender. Ralf Schumacher was obviously Michael's little brother. We all know what Ralf Schumacher is, a great racer nonetheless, but the third team we have is McLaren. McLaren Mercedes did not have a great 2002. They had reliability issues. But we have David Coulthard, who did win the Monaco Grand Prix in 2002. A very good win nonetheless. And we have Kimi Raikkonen, who's in his second season. Now, 2003 was the season Kimi Raikkonen really came out of his depth and became a contender for the World Championship. Of course, in history, he lost by 1 point. But yes, we have the Renault team now, who has Jarno Trulli, the Italian driver who knows how to drive terrible cars. Him and Fizzy Keller were the two most people that knew how to drive terrible cars. But alongside Jarno Trulli was a young Spanish pretender, Fernando Alonso. He became the youngest winner in Formula One history by winning the Hungarian Grand Prix in 2003. Oh, and he suffered that crash in the Brazilian Grand Prix. It was a crazy race, but yeah, we can talk more about history later. Let's go to the Sauber team, who have Nick Heidfeld, the German driver who retained his seat from 2002. He did drive for this team in 2002, and Massa was the other driver that drove in 2002, but he was replaced by Another German, Heinz-Harald Frentzen. This proved to be his final season in Formula One. So after this, Heinz-Harald Frentzen did announce his retirement. He was quite a contender in the Jordan team in 1999. Speaking of, here's the Jordan team, owned by Eddie Jordan. This was when the struggles really began for Jordan, 2002 onwards, where they struggled financially. And here's Giancarlo Fisichella, who did win the Brazilian Grand Prix in this very same car. It was his first race win, and it proved to be Jordan's last. And we have Ralph Thurman, who is actually Irish, I believe. I know it says British there, but he's Irish. Then we have the Jaguar team, who's in their fourth season in Formula One after making a debut in 2000. It has Mark Webber, who makes up the step from Minardi after 2002. He scored 5th place in the Minardi team in his debut race in Australia. So he's now with Jaguar. And his teammate, well, is well less known. He did get fired during this season in 2003, Antonio Pizzonia, and he was replaced by Justin Wilson, rest in peace, who drives for the Minardi team. But for now, we're going to the BAR, who has the 1997 world champion Jacques Villeneuve. During this season, Jacques Villeneuve really did like to play mind games with his teammates, the British driver, and the young up-and-coming driver, still he was young then, Jenson Button. Jenson Button did outstage Jacques Villeneuve in this team, which did cause Jacques Villeneuve to lead this team. This team was actually built around Jacques Villeneuve since 1999 to actually build the team to make it be top contenders, but it failed. Speaking of which, we go to Minardi. Justin Wilson, rest in peace. He did pass away, sadly. I think it was in 2012. But he did eventually become Jaguar driver. And we have Max Verstappen. Oh, I'm sorry, we're in 2003. We have Jos Verstappen, Max Verstappen's dad. This was Jos Verstappen's last season in Formula One, believe it or not. Then we have the Panasonic Toyota team, who stayed till 2009. 2009 was their very last season in Formula One. We have Olivier Panis, who this proves to be his last season in Formula One, because I think he ended up leaving after this season, because Cristiano Di Matta ended up being in 2004 as well. Oliver Panis' last season was 2004. I think Panis was in the Toyota in 2004. I think so. I might be wrong there, but those are your teams for the 2003 season. And obviously Ferrari have been dominating, so we're not going to beat them. We're going to try and stop this team in order to win. I would be Williams, but they're the second fastest team, so we're going to pick the McLaren team. And of course, Kimi Räikkönen is one of the better drivers in the game, so I'm going to pick Kimi Räikkönen's teammate. I could pick him. I would pick Kimi Räikkönen, but he really is damn good in this game. So we're going to stick with Mr. DC, who is in his penultimate season in McLaren. We are now starting at Albert Park in Australia. I am excited to bring 2003 season to you. I am very rusty at this game, but this game used to be childhood, so I did get a little bit of practice with the time attack, just a little bit, without the memory card, until I found my memory card eventually, so that we can save. So we can choose a session, but let's look at the points table. I really love the way they did the points table in this. Look at that. It's got the mini table, and it's got all the races on there. I think you had a total of 18 races, actually. 8, 12... Oh, it had 16 races, sorry. 16 races this season. I had to recount that. So it had a total of 16 races. These days it has 21. And there's the constructors. Ferrari currently lead because they are the constructors champions. And Michael Schumacher is currently the leading driver because he's the world champion. So, yeah, it's going to be a bit tough. But let's go to the sessions because, of course, we're going to show you this Friday practice. Friday qualifying was a new slot to this Friday qualifying. If you ended up getting first in qualifying on Friday, you will go last in the Saturday qualifying. They did this to change the rules in 2002, which it was an hour qualifying sessions, and it was to make the smaller teams get more television time and to make it a bit more complicated. So if you made a mistake on Friday, you will be going first on Saturday and whatnot. So yeah, it did have its pros in terms of that, but cons was that it could be a bit repetitive and whatnot, and it did get a bit boring and somewhat. So a lot of people did complain about the new regulations for the 2003 qualifying system, and 2004 wasn't any better, but we can talk about 2004 a bit later. But I kind of liked the 2003 system a bit because it did mix up the grid a bit during the Saturdays if you get it wrong. But there's Michael Schumacher coming up, but we're not going to watch it. We can watch it if we want to, but to skip to us, we can just press X. I think we should do that. But yeah, I think I should do that because the lap to beat is 1:31.726 by Rubens Barrichello. So here's David Coulthard. He's ready to exit the pit lane. I'm probably just going to skip it as we start our lap. Well, not start our lap, but near the end of the lap, because I'm not going to try and do as much long, because I think this video is at least 36 minutes. It's going to be that long because it's the opening of the video and the start of the World Championship season. So we are going very good. I think we are 2 seconds up on we are a second and a half up from our previous time, and the third sector should be a bit solid here. And we are going to get a time of 129.690. That is 2 seconds faster than Barrichello. We just end up going wide. That was pretty bad. But yeah, we are the fastest by 2 seconds. Maybe I should have let them do their laps and then skip it. Well, then wait for them to do their laps. But yeah, we shall see. So far, it's going good. It's because I'm rusty. That's why I skipped myself to see how good I am. And that 129.6 is a solid lap. So here's the grid order. So Justin Wilson got last, so Justin Wilson will go first, then Pizzoni, then Verstappen, then Panis, then D'Amato, then Webber, and so on and so on. We will be last, with Kimi Räikkönen going second last, and Barrichello and Michael Schumacher going. So yeah, it's a reverse grid to an extent. So first we get last, and last we get first. So yeah, it's kind of reverse grid in terms of Friday qualifying. You can pull it that way. So yeah, we're going to be going last for qualifying on Saturday. So yeah, that's Friday qualifying in a nutshell. And Kimi Räikkönen is currently first with a 1:31.804. That's the time to beat. And Ralph Furman is currently last place with 1:34. Well, we're last place because we haven't set a time. But Ralph Furman will, we can't afford to make a mistake, because if we make a mistake, it will put us in a bad position headed into the race. So I would like to try and get another 1:29 or beat Kimi Räikkönen's time, because still competitive lap time. I did skip it, but the issue is because I skipped it, obviously the timing is not right. So I might, from Malaysia onwards, I might actually not skip it and make everyone do their laps. But obviously I'm going to be the first one to do a lap if I win the race next time. But here we are completing our lap, and it's a 1:29.5. So that's 1/10 faster than what I did on a Friday. That's put us on pole position for the race on Sunday. So Coulthard's first, Räikkönen second, Ralf Schumacher third, Fernando Alonso fourth, Michael Schumacher fifth, Rubens Barrichello sixth, Montoya seventh, Jack Field eighth, Jensen Button ninth, D'Amato 10th, Fisichella 11th, Verstappen 12th, Pizzoni 13th, Frentzen 14th, Trulli 15th, that's disappointing for him, Heidfeld 16th, Panis 17th, Justin Wilson 18th, Mark Webber disappointing in 19th, and last but not least, Ralph Furman. So there's your grid for the first race of the season in Albert Park in Australia, and I'm very excited because it's been such a long time since I last played this game. So the race should be very interesting. Obviously, look at the comparisons. See, that's how you can tell I really should not skip the qualifying session, because like I'm 5 kilometers per hour faster than my teammates. So yeah, I really should change it up, and I'm going to start in Malaysia so that the AI can have a competitive lap time, because if you skip it, they'll be 2 seconds slower and whatnot. So yeah, I'll change that and not make them do 2 seconds slow lap times. Medium difficulty is still good enough. So yeah, I'm going to change that. But we're going to go to the grid because, of course, the grid is going to be an interesting one. It's a bit mixed up because you have a Renault, a Williams. The Ferraris really got a lot of cars to overtake, but when the lights go out here, we'll go racing in Albert Park. It's the fourth light, 5, and we are lights out of the way. We go for racing here in Melbourne, and there's a terrible start for David Coulthard, and Kimi Räikkönen's already in the lead with Ralf Schumacher already going to close down for second. We head into turn 1 here, and David Coulthard now has dropped to third place with Ralf Schumacher overtaking David Coulthard. Kimi Räikkönen's out in front with Ralf Schumacher second, then Coulthard third with a Ferrari. I think that's a Rubens Barrichello in fourth. And here's Coulthard dive bombing Ralf Schumacher in turn 3, and that's him in second place. It's a 1-2 McLaren, and Coulthard has knocked over the cones. That is not a good start. It's a very shaky start from DC. He has dropped to second place now. Kimi Räikkönen is 6 tenths in front. What a start from Kimi Räikkönen. It was a terrible getaway from David Coulthard, who lost 2 places. My goodness, but there's still, this is only lap 1, so anything can happen in Formula 1, as Murray Walker would say, and normally he is wrong, because his prophecies are always wrong, but this is the Samurai talking. But yes, Kimi Räikkönen is kind of leaving us already. He's 1.6 seconds ahead after lap 1. But of course, we're just adjusting, and we've ran wide. This is not really good, as Ralf Schumacher's only 2 tenths behind us. He's really chasing us down here. And Kimi Räikkönen is just taking full advantage of David Coulthard's mistakes here. But it's only lap 1, so there's all to play for. As David Coulthard exits the penultimate turn. Yeah, there's 2 more turns after this. I forgot how many turns there are in Melbourne. I really should have done my homework in Melbourne, but when you're racing, you really forget the turns. But it's the end of lap 1, and Kimi Räikkönen does lead from David Coulthard, and Ralf Schumacher is in 3rd place. His 2-second lead from Kimi Räikkönen, and David Coulthard is currently chasing him down. DC really had a poor start. I'm not going to blame nobody but myself for having a terrible getaway as we start the 2nd lap. And Kimi Räikkönen is still going very fast, which is not a surprise considering how good he is in this game. So we start the 2nd sector here, and David Coulthard does a 28.6, which is average compared to his normal lap time, and he's now just half a second behind Kimi Räikkönen, with Ralf Schumacher 2.2 behind him. So yeah. It's been a very good start for the McLarens, who got the 1-2 on the grid, and McLaren tend to be very good in this game whenever they can be. So, wow, I really needed to take a breath there, because sometimes commentating when you're watching is pretty awesome. And we've made another mistake, and we spun! Oh, DC has spun! He's lost it! And here comes Ralf Schumacher, and he's overtaken him, and there's the Ferrari of Rubens Barrichello going in 4th place. What a spin that was by DC as he... As that was turn 12 he took a spin at, and now he's at, oh my goodness, that was very bad from David Coulthard. That could have went very wrong, and he could have crashed out, and that would have been his race over. But he's dived on Barrichello here at turn 12, 14, and here we are at turn 15 and 16. Sorry, we overtook Barrichello at turn 15, and this is turn 16, heading to start-finish straight. We are currently 3rd place with Michael... Oh, it's Michael Schumacher, that overtook us. So the Schumacher brothers really... Coulthard's in the Schumacher sandwich here. Oh, God, I really need to fix up on my commentary. It's been so long since I did a Formula 1 game, but here we are, David Coulthard. What a dive bomb. That is Daniel Ricciardo-esque. Look how far away DC was, and he took a right-o dive bomb there at turn 4 and overtook Ralf Schumacher. That was amazing. And here he is. He's 2.9 seconds behind Kimi Räikkönen as he's gone to turn 6 and... Well, that was turn 5, sorry. God, there is 16 turns overall in this Australian track as we go into turns 6, 7 and 8. And it looks like Kimi Räikkönen has gotten away. While David Coulthard has been spinning and battling the Schumacher brothers, Kimi Räikkönen has extended his lead to 4.2 seconds. So David Coulthard really has to put in all the work here to catch up with his teammate. And yep, there was all the skid marks from Coulthard's spin. Jesus, that was terrible. That even scared me going for that spin. Wow. That spin still scared me from the previous lap, but because I've got a lot of work to do to catch our teammate, who is 4.2 seconds down the road as we head into turn 16 here to start our 4th lap. Kimi Räikkönen is still the race leader. We are going to check how many seconds David Coulthard is, and he's set the fastest lap of 1 minute 28.86, and he's 3.1 seconds behind Kimi Räikkönen, and Ralf Schumacher is now 1.2 seconds behind, so Coulthard has recovered quite quickly. But we go to skip down to the near the end of the middle sector, and we've, as you saw, wow, that was quite a bit of a jump from that curb in turn 9 and 10, and Coulthard is now 2.2 seconds ahead of Ralf Schumacher the last time we checked. Now he's 3 seconds behind. Whoa. Coulthard's made more mistake. He's ran wide again. DC's really cranking under the pressure. There has been a retirement. I believe the retirement is Juan Pablo Montoya. Ralf Schumacher has overtaken him for 2nd place again. Coulthard really needs to ease his nerves here, because Ralf Schumacher is just sniffing opportunity after opportunity after opportunity to every mistake DC makes. And clearly you see the rust the rust is there from me. As we go into turn 16, as we are in 3rd place, unfortunately, the more mistakes we make is the more Kimi Räikkönen is getting away. Michael Schumacher is really chasing our coattails here. and he isn't a fast superior car. So we head into turn 1 and 2 for the fifth lap of this race, with Kimi Raikkonen leading from Ralf Schumacher and David Coulthard in third place. Here we are as we head to turn 3, and what a dive bomb again from David Coulthard, attempting that same dive bomb, and it works. In this turn 4, as Coulthard is now in second place, and now he can't make any more mistakes if he wants to catch Kimi Raikkonen. It's turn 5, and his first sector is always going to be at 28, and it's 5.6 seconds down the line. Coulthard is from Kimi Raikkonen now. Coulthard really has made so many mistakes that Kimi Raikkonen is just benefiting from all these mistakes from DC. We skip to lap 6 as we go to turn 15 and 16 to start lap 7, and David Coulthard is about to post another fast lap, which is a 1 minute 26.96, which is a 1 second faster than his previous best. So Kimi Raikkonen was 6 seconds ahead, now he's only 3.4 seconds ahead, with Ralf Schumacher 5 seconds down the line. Might as well say it's 5 seconds because he's running DC's way too fast. And there's Kimi Raikkonen just ahead of him. So Coulthard really is catching Kimi Raikkonen's coattails. Question is, how many laps would he need to catch up with his teammate? As he enters turn 5, and he does 27 seconds, and he's 2 seconds behind his teammate now. So the pressure is on Kimi Raikkonen, while Coulthard continues to leave Ralf Schumacher as the gap is nearly 7 seconds. The McLarens are having a race of their own here. Where are the Williams and the Ferrari? And Coulthard's made another mistake. If he keeps making those mistakes, Kimi Raikkonen's just going to keep getting away. Coulthard's putting in all the hard work, with Kimi Raikkonen just getting away from him every single time. No, DC, you need to stop making the mistakes, because now Kimi Raikkonen has pulled 6 tenths on you, while Ralf Schumacher has pulled 6 tenths on you too after that mistake. So here's Kimi Raikkonen still over there. He's still 2.6 seconds ahead. DC really has to stop making mistakes. He's made too many mistakes, but he's still somehow in second place. I don't know how DC's doing it. He's made another mistake. This is rust at its finest from me as we enter the final turn of this lap, and we are ready to start lap 8 of this race, with Kimi Raikkonen currently 3.1 seconds ahead. So all that hard work we've been putting in is now going undone. We're pushing too hard here as we go into turns 1 and 2. We are pushing way too hard here, and we're paying for it with our mistakes as we continue to push on as we enter turn 3, and Kimi Raikkonen is still 3.1 seconds ahead. Of course he would be, because DC's making more mistakes. We enter turn 4. We're going to guide you around the lap here and around the Australian circuit. It's a very fine track, really. Let's hope we don't make no mistakes. 1.6 seconds now, and David Coulthard really is catching Kimi Raikkonen. He was 3.1 seconds behind, and now Ralf Schumacher's 8.1 seconds behind. So DC really is catching Kimi Raikkonen here, and we are going... Oh, David Coulthard's made another mistake. It's that same corner again as he's going into turn 7. That's very poor from DC. And Kimi Raikkonen is continuing to pull away, so this race has really been chase Kimi Raikkonen. Catch the Finman, catch the Iceman, and look at that, we're really going for Colin McRae sessions here. I think we're playing the wrong game at this rate. Look at the way we're going into off the gravel trap and whatnot. Jeez, we're really playing some rallying as we go off the track. Right, but Kimi Raikkonen has got away again because of the fact that we keep making mistakes. We're pushing so hard to try and catch Kimi Raikkonen that the fact that we keep making mistakes. And we were 1.6 seconds behind Kimi Raikkonen until that mistake, and I think we've fallen down to 4 seconds, 4.5, and Ralf Schumacher should probably close that gap down to 4 seconds too. Nope, he's actually 5.8 seconds behind, so Ralf Schumacher, did he really make a mistake somewhere? Because he was catching DC at a fast rate, but then he ended up dropping back, so I don't know what's going on with Ralf Schumacher, but the Williams aren't as fast as the McLaren this weekend. And here we are near the ending of lap 9, going into lap 10. And Kimi Raikkonen is just ahead of us. We have set the fastest 2 sectors of, well, we are going to be our personal best because we are fast in sectors 1 and 2. And we are going to set another fastest lap of 1 minute 25.58. And we've caught Kimi Raikkonen again. Question is, we're not really making full advantage of it. Considering we're setting in fastest laps after fastest laps, we keep making the mistakes. And Kimi Raikkonen just keeps benefiting from the mistakes. So things are looking bleak for the Brit as he continues to push on to catch his teammate, as we're halfway through this Australian Grand Prix. And David Coulthard continues to push on as he's now set up 27.4, and he's now 0.7 seconds behind Kimi Raikkonen. If this was the modern F1 games, DRS would be enabled if we get somewhere. Now we are 10.8 seconds ahead of Ralf Schumacher. This has been quite the race from the McLaren boys. Ron Dennis must be tapping his shoes and having a real big headache as David Coulthard and Kimi Raikkonen are chasing one another for the race. Well, Coulthard's chasing Raikkonen, trying to put pressure on him for the race win. There's been another retirement. The first one, I believe, was Fernando Alonso, I think, and then the second one, I believe, was Juan Pablo Montoya. And here comes David Coulthard here trying to attempt to go over Raikkonen. No, he's not going to attempt it there. That would have been a bit dangerous if he tried it there. And he's going to not try and have a go, but will he have a turn go here at turn 15? Ooh, that was amazing. He's done it. And now it's turn 16. Kimi Raikkonen has really got back at him. What a pass from Kimi Raikkonen. He's not having none of it. He's like, this lead is mine. And this Ron Dennis is having a very big headache. I would be too if I was Ron Dennis. I'm having a big headache trying to chase Kimi Raikkonen here. And it's lap 11 as David Coulthard and Kimi Raikkonen continue their battle. My goodness. Here's David Coulthard. He normally goes down there and he's done it. Oh, what a pass by DC at turn 2. He always goes for that time. But Kimi Raikkonen has come back at him and David Coulthard has to cut wide and Kimi Raikkonen has made the move stick. My goodness, Ron Dennis is having one hell of a headache here. And Coulthard's coming back at Raikkonen here. And can he get... No, he's not going to... He's going to make Kimi Raikkonen go back. He's oh god, I'm running out of breath here as we continue to talk about this amazing action between the two McLaren boys. Coulthard has been in the thick of it, and Coulthard's ran wide. I don't think that's really going to benefit him here, as Kimi Raikkonen does pull away slightly. And this race is far from over, and Ron Dennis knows that he has to tell his boys what to do, because if they get into a crash, this is going to be disastrous. But here comes Coulthard having to go at Raikkonen again, as he's really had a better exit out of those two turns there. Now we're heading into turn 13 and Coulthard backs off just slightly. And then we head to turn 14. Coulthard is really going to fancy his chances here at turn 15. He's done passes here at turn 15 before. He's done it before. He passed in the previous lap and he's done it again. Will he keep it? No, Kimi Raikkonen has come back and say, no, I don't think so, DC. This place is mine. I don't think so, DC. You're not going to pass me as easy as that. And Kimi Raikkonen's not giving up this place. And look at the cameras of Ron Dennis. I'm just joking. I'm just making it up. But Ron Dennis is really having a big headache here. At his turn 2, and Coulthard and Raikkonen continue their battle for the lead. Well, the McLarens settle it out. And here we go as it's turn 3. And Coulthard this time has made the move stick. And he's in the lead. What an amazing battle these McLaren drivers are having. Just what is going to happen between these two? We're going to look at the replays here. And what a pass there from Coulthard and Raikkonen. Raikkonen gets the pass on him there. And we're going to focus on these two as we are watching the overhead camera of DC. He nearly hit Kimi Raikkonen there, but he backed off, so that was very scary. And then David Coulthard attempts to have a dive bomb, and he makes it work. The dive bomb has always worked wonders for DC, and he's made it work again. And we head to lap 16 as Coulthard is still in the lead, but he still has his teammate chasing him. So this race is far from over. Coulthard is still out in front. We are going to not skip the rest of this because Kimi Raikkonen is continuing to pressurize his teammate. Wow, amazing. And Coulthard, oh no, that was very dangerous. He ran wide, he's touched the grass, and Coulthard has been passed by Kimi Raikkonen. My goodness, oh no. That Coulthard has been living on a tightrope, and here we go again. Ron Dennis is just having the biggest of headaches after DC's biggest mistake again. And we're heading into turn 3, and Coulthard is going to do the dive bomb as usual, and he's made it stick. Will Kimi Raikkonen come back at him? No, he doesn't. As he goes into turn, Coulthard has made a little drift, and Kimi Raikkonen does come back at him. What a race we're having between these two McLarens. My goodness gracious me. And I really need a drink, but it doesn't really matter because we're going to continue finishing this race. As Kimi Raikkonen has defended very well from David Coulthard at all of his attempts, apart from the dive bombs, obviously, because Coulthard does get him every time. But Kimi Raikkonen keeps coming back at him. I really love the AI in this game. This AI is no nonsense. I love the AI in this game. No nonsense. They want to pass you. They will dive bomb you. If you do it, they do it back at you. I love the AI in this game. This AI was fantastic for me. It still is. I'm having quite a thrill just commentating this game. As Kimi Raikkonen is 1 second ahead, I'm sure DC is not going to let this win slip by his grasp. He's dominated the weekend with the qualifying and well, not the race, but the weekend he's dominating the qualifying, so he would love to cap it off with a win. Ironically, in real life, this very Grand Prix was David Coulthard's last win in Formula One in reality, so yeah, it would be nice to actually cap off Australia in this game with DC winning, well, me winning as DC, as Kimi Räikkönen, as we really got a better entry, heading into turn 2. And we are putting pressure on Kimi Räikkönen. We're going to go for the usual dive bomb, and this time we are in the lead as we enter turn 3 and turn 4, and this time we've made it stick. Kimi Räikkönen is not coming back. There is 3 laps to go. The question is, can we hold it to Kimi Räikkönen behind us? We shall see, as we are now 1.2 seconds ahead of Kimi Räikkönen. This has been quite the race from the 2 McLaren boys, and Ron Dennis and the mechanics have been biting their gloves, or their nails in their gloves. Well, you know, they've been biting their nails, they've been having a headache. Ron Dennis is still happy that both his cars are still in this race and having a 1-2. And there is the new point system in this game, I forgot to add. So we can talk about it now, while David Coulthard is still 1 second ahead of Kimi Räikkönen. So first place gets 10 points, second gets 8, third gets 6, fourth gets 5, fifth gets 4, I think sixth gets 3, and then seventh gets 2, and then eighth gets 1. That's the point. So 10, 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, that's the point system for this game. But here we are. We are entering the penultimate lap of this race, and David Coulthard has set yet another fastest lap, 1.25390. So that is the best lap of this race. DC really is on fire, as he's 1.7 seconds ahead of Kimi Räikkönen. So this race, it looks like it's going to be won by David Coulthard. If I set this, if I set the lap distance to 2/3, we would have had to hit the pits. We'd have to enter the pits. I think all the teams enter the pits, but because 1/3 is good enough, I suppose that's like a third of each lap. So yeah, we're going to be doing 1/3 laps each race, instead of 2/3, because 2/3 is kind of long. I might do 2/3 for the final race in Japan. Actually, I might not, because I'm not really good at Japan. But we're going to probably stick to 1/3 every season now for this game. So we are in the penultimate lap of this race, and I would the volume is quite loud for this, so yeah, I'm gonna give you a disclaimer. After this race ends, you won't be able to hear James Allen, because normally James Allen does the commentary after the race ends, so you won't be able to hear him in this video. But I'll probably turn it down, because the engine is pretty loud. But I do love the engine sound in this game. But here we are in turn 15, and entering into turn 16, and there's a lapped car in front of us. So David Coulthard has entered the final start-finish straight, and here he is about to start the final lap of this 2003 Australian Grand Prix. And David Coulthard is 2.1 seconds ahead of Kimi Räikkönen. There is lap traffic ahead of him. I believe that is the Jaguar of Mark Webber and Minardi. I believe that's a Jaguar and a Minardi. Yes, it is. It's the Jaguar, it's a Toyota, it's a Jordan, and it's a Minardi. And Coulthard is currently screaming at the radio saying, "Get out the way, it's blue flags, hurry up, move out my way." Coulthard can choose to back away, but I don't think that would be a smart idea to back off from this traffic, because Kimi Räikkönen is still 2.9 seconds down the road, and being stuck in this traffic isn't really helping DC, because Kimi Räikkönen might catch him, because the traffic is pretty annoying, and Mark Webber is not going to let him. Oh, there he goes. No, he's not. He's not going to let him pass. And Coulthard just raised his hands at him and said, "What are you doing?" Just what is he doing? Like, get out the way, it's blue flag. Come on, blue flag. See, look, Kimi Räikkönen caught out by 1.8 seconds because I'm stuck behind the track. And what are you doing? What do you think you're doing? Like, that was probably my fault, but it's blue flags. Get out my way. Thank you. Like, what are you doing? Like, I'm the fastest car. I'm the leading car. Get out the way. You're not even fast enough. You nearly made me lose my tyres and my front wing. If I would have been so angry. Anyway, we're heading to the final finish and final corner, and we're going into the start-finish straight. And David Coulthard has won the 2003 Australian Grand Prix. Oh, what a fantastic race by David Coulthard and Kimi Raikkonen. Those laps kept me off my seat, plus myself battling with the Schumacher brothers once upon a time because of my spin. I did that spin in qualifying, but man, what a race that was by myself and Kimi. It's a 1-2 for McLaren, and it couldn't be off to a better start. This was David Coulthard's last win for the McLaren team and his F1 career before he retired in 2008. I did say Alonso Montoya retired during the race, and I was right. Mark Webber was the only person that got lapped. But enough talking, I believe it's time to go to the podium celebration to celebrate McLaren's 1-2 win and a fantastic start for the McLaren team. So James Allen, I'm pretty sure you've been waiting to take this away, so I'm gonna let you take it away, even though I'm probably going to talk over you.
This has been a fantastic race, and now it's time for the podium celebrations. David Coulthard will be delighted with first place. It's been a really excellent performance from him today.
Fantastic performance by the McLaren boys, as it's a 1-2. It's been a dominant weekend for the McLarens throughout the weekend in Australia. Ralf Schumacher gets a well-deserved podium after fending off his brother Michael. The British national anthem is played? Not really, but yeah, that's put a pause for the podium. And Wayne Gordon is going to present all the trophies here for the winning drivers and constructor. And there's the winning trophy for David Coulthard. In real life, that proved to be his last winning trophy.
What a great result for him and the team, and a real reason to celebrate later on today. McLaren's Kimi Raikkonen is presented with the trophy for second place. Great result for him and totally deserved. Schumacher is presented with his trophy and
Ralf Schumacher, by the way, since James Allen didn't want to say Ralph.
McLaren Mercedes receives the Constructors' Trophy for first place. Great result for them.
It really is a fantastic result, considering it's a 1-2 as well. But the celebration is now over. Now it's time for the champagne. So, guys, this is race 1 of the 2003 World Championship, and I'll be giving you 15 more races after this. So, thank you guys for watching, and I shall see you guys for round 2 of Malaysia. Take care, everybody. Goodbye.